Hello, everybody, and welcome to E3 Memories, the new show from MinMax for New Show Plus. I'm Ben Hansen, joined by Jeff Marchiafava.
Hello.
But that's not all. We also got Leo Vader.
Wow. Oh, I wasn't sure if I was going to be talking for this one or just a pretty face.
We always need you talking, baby. This is E3 Memories. Every week over on Patreon at patreon.com/MinMax with two N's, we let Patreon supporters at the Backstage Pass tier, the $10 tier, vote every single week for what new show we create or what new show we continue. And this week was a close one, but what ended up winning was a show called E3 Memories, because it's getting down there. It's May. Like, E3 o'clock is coming up fast, people.
Ding dong.
So I think people are ready to kind of stroll down some memory lanes and kind of reminisce about some of the greatest E3 press conferences of all time. And so for the first episode of E3 Memories, you will determine on Patreon whether or not there's a second episode. But for the first episode, we're going to go back and look at a press conference from 2011. This is the infamous Ubisoft press conference with a certain character named Mr. Caffeine.
People are calling it in the chat already. They knew it was coming.
Yep. And the fun thing is, if Patreon votes for us to do another episode of E3 Memories, I would love to hear which press conference you want us to watch next. So even if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. You can also watch us live at twitch.tv/MinMaxShow. It's a good week to follow us over on Twitch. But people watching this on YouTube, you can leave a comment and let us know which press conference you would want us to watch next. Because the world's our oyster, baby, and we're here just to celebrate E3. Okay, we are watching the archive from E3 2011. This is IGN's archive, so tip of the cap to IGN. I hope you don't mind us watching this. As everybody knows, you can go to IGN.com for all your favorite things. Jeffem, did you know there are 7 things you probably didn't know about Resident Evil?
I probably didn't.
There we go. Thanks, IGN.
Make it 8 things.
All right, so this is the first chunk. It comes in 4 parts. It's kind of like
Oh, wow.
it's kind of like The Hobbit. They ended up splitting it up because it was too potent here. Hi, Chris. Thanks for being here on Twitch. All right, first part of E3 2011 press conference. This is
great. I'm sure I've never seen this.
Really?
I've heard people reference Mr. Caffeine forever, but at this point, I love games, but I was like buying used ones. It wasn't very relevant to me what $60 games were going to be coming out, you know?
Oh, perfect. Ooh, recognize that sound, Leo? That's a rabbit. This was my first E3, so E3 2011 is really important to me. Like, this is also the E3 where they announced BioShock for the Vita and stuff. Like, I was streaming all of these press conferences for Game Informer, which is actually a good point. I don't know where that archive is. Hello? Are you kidding me, buddy?
IGN?
Well, this is like a mirror site technically, but I'll still blame IGN. But yeah, so many announcements from E3 2011 are like baked into my brain because that was like the first big thing, and I was lugging all that equipment around from press conference to press conference, and it was just a nightmare. And then the next year, we had hired Jason A. Stryker by then, now at Giant Bomb, and he was able to then take up the mantle of lugging equipment from press conference to press conference, and oh my god, I was so thankful he did that because he is much smarter technically than I am, and he's probably a lot stronger too, but that was hell, Leo.
Wow.
You're fortunate that you never had to go to E3.
Why were you the superior if he was smarter and stronger?
Please don't tell anybody. I hope it's not too late. They could have swapped our title within a millisecond.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Jeff, do you remember anything about this press conference? Do you remember watching it live or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Yves Guillemot.
Guillemot, let's go!
Chemo problems, Mo.
Hi, Bob Backwards. This is E3 2011.
I'm very happy to be
Ubisoft.
with you today, and I welcome you to this theater. When I created this company with my brothers in '86, our first motivation was to work with great people and have fun. 25 years later, we've been able to ship more than 500 million
volume
games
okay, everybody?
and entertain millions. Not bad for a company which first product had no arms and no legs.
Come on.
So I want to thank all of you.
I thought the first game was
for your
Zombie.
support over
Wasn't
the
it?
years.
Zombie U.
That's right. The first game was Zombie U.
Yeah.
In 2012.
I consider it their first real game.
There is no better industry than gaming.
You betcha.
And there is no better time to be in gaming than right now. So
I'd
look
argue
forward to
2021 is pretty
creating
good
the
for
next
gaming.
25 years
Yeah, it didn't age well.
of
Yeah, he should have thought about that
with
before he said those things.
He should have thought about it before he froze in place. This was a weird choice on his part.
The robot was very big back
So
then.
now I'm
No,
very
human
happy
statue
to welcome
stuff.
a creator you all know. He has been with us from the beginning, the creator of the original Rayman,
Rayman.
here to tell you about his new game, Rayman Origins. Michel,
Ray Romano. I do love a press
Hello,
conference.
I do too. I'm so happy. I can,
everyone.
this is like a
Look,
guilty
what a
pleasure. I can sit
wonderful
back and watch
feature.
this as my Friday night entertainment
Hey,
here.
that's a chance.
Yeah, it's tickling
we try to
something
play Shakespeare.
deep inside me.
Tell me, Eve, after 25 years, you be or not you be?
you be for sure.
Thank you.
And that's, what was that pose? I like did a dance for a second.
Who said
It's
that video
Shakespearean.
games was not cultural? We know Shakespeare, we know. I'd love to, first of all, before this presentation, I'd love to have David Punset, our key programmer, going
This
on
is
the
so
set.
crazy. Like, I think this was the announcement of Rayman Origins then. And it's like, the fact that they can take their time for a little Shakespeare
Going to
jokes and
install
really
the-
introduce
Yeah,
people.
you know, it's
Demonstration.
I think we overlook
Rayman
how much
Origins is
Nintendo
for me
Directs
a very
kind of
important
has
project.
changed how we
Um,
do presentations like
It's
this.
a way
You
to
know,
Yeah.
revive
they're
the
all
first,
so much snappier and to the
love
point,
in
and
gaming.
these were like
intense arcade,
actual old
gameplay
presentations
and on-drone graphics.
with a lot of people talking about financials and stuff that you just
so this
didn't want to hear anyway.
demonstration
Yeah.
is just here to show you how we can relive those feelings with the new consoles, the console of today.
That background
so
is
let's
just
start.
mesmerizing.
The
Ooh.
demo is quite hard to play, so
All light
don't
bright.
hesitate to wanker right
Yeah.
us because we need this.
Slash
We are like
Larry
that.
King set. God, this game is good. And it looks so gosh darn good.
So I'm gonna play Rayman. Woo!
I love
maybe
the
the
creator of
blue thing.
Rayman after 20 years
Hold
can
on.
still be like, we're gonna play Rayman.
You
Woo!
can start by a small acrobatic. That's okay. Wow, we did it.
Good transition.
Oh my god, this music. These levels were so tough, and the music just gets drilled into your soul. Did you play this one, Leo?
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, good. I thought you didn't like platformers.
Well, I liked it at the time.
Okay. I think I like Legends more, but Origins was just the perfect game at the perfect time. Cool.
They did it.
Who's the best?
This guy's got
Blue
charisma,
thing was a
baby.
bit.
God. I'm now remembering I spent a lot of time playing these games. I remember this was fun because Ubisoft had the Tetris license at the time. They had their Tetris game. And so this was a... Although, hang on, now remembering, I don't believe this is in the final game. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I don't think it is. I think this is like a very exciting, weird little thing that apparently probably the licensing just fell through at the last second for, specifically for use in this game.
I mean, you could definitely do the same gameplay idea without explicitly Tetris.
Yeah.
Quentin Cass says it's definitely not. He just replayed it.
Oh, wow. Amazing question. Weird timing. I hope they talk more about like the engine and their plans for it, because this was all in the UbiArt engine, which was not used nearly as much as I wanted.
first,
It's like
go
this,
first.
Rayman Legends, the Gravity Falls video game, Child of Light.
Yeah, you got it.
That might be it, but it seems so cool.
This one is difficult.
All this music, I forgot all about it. Yeah, Valiant Hearts says Choozle on Twitch. Yes, I forgot about that. That game is cool. World War I Suffering was pretty cool. What a musical choice.
Something is coming.
Jeff, do you want to set the scene for where you were at watching this press conference? What is the environment like for you in these situations?
This one we were probably all still going to E3, so we were probably in our little GI booth that we mostly just used for press conferences like this, and then as a place to like kind of get back to and write stories in between appointments once the floor normally opened up. But it was just, I think, very small, kind of gray-walled, like a
it's cool to have friends.
cubicle office
when you were kind of
that we
dead.
would set up a TV,
But, at the
and
same
we would
time, I
all
want to
huddle
thank you,
around
honestly.
on tables and with our laptops and frantically write out stories as we watched whatever stream we could get to work on the E3 internet.
And this is the greatest hustle of all time, but at the LA Convention Center where we had that booth, they would charge you ridiculous prices. Like, to have that internet connection, it was an ungodly amount. And then you had to, if you wanted food, you had to order it through the convention center.
Only virtual.
Some union nonsense, I don't really know. But like, so to get an order of sandwiches, it was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like, literally insane for like the most mediocre sandwich that was covered in flies in milliseconds.
I don't understand why E3 went away.
Thanks for the big sub, White Max. Appreciate it. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can head over and follow us on Twitch and throw a sub our way. It's a nice way to support us. And you have a free sub to throw our way if you have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Aaron J. Bear asks, who are all these people in the audience? I always assumed all press, and they certainly were at the time all press. And that was the transition from when it was a lot of magazine, like print kind of people to, I guess, once people started streaming, they want to sit and watch it with their fans like this. But back then it was, we still sent people in whatever year this was, we still sent a good number of people to the actual press conference until we realized, like, hey, those people just aren't helping and they're not contributing anything. They're just kind of watching the show. There's not a ton of value to have people in the audience for. Of course, Andy would go to all of them.
Yeah, Andy Reiner
Just kind of talk to
birds.
people.
Yeah. And it makes smart alecky comments from Twitter, like, you need to be in the front row to really get the best timing for that stuff.
Yeah.
And if you ever heard a guy yelling really loud, that was probably Andy.
Always Andy. He's a bit of a shrieker.
Okay. Especially for Elder Scrolls Online.
But yeah, I don't know about you, Hanson, but
That's the theater. We're back.
for me, I
Not
actually
Shakespeare
preferred just being in the conference
was
room with
crazy.
the guys,
My
because
hair,
the
like
few
that.
years when I actually went to press conferences, it was always such a pain because you were always running it and trying to get a taxi, and then you'd have to wait in a super long line to actually just get into the auditorium while you're lugging around your laptop and stuff. I prefer just
with other levels in the jungle.
It's definitely the way to go.
different
Yeah, sitting
environments.
back and just like
So please
commenting on this stuff
Come and visit us. We'll be
is
there.
just so much freaking
it's time to
easier.
finish with that,
Like when that
chest.
change
Just-
happened, I feel like
let's look
Giant
what's
Bomb is
inside.
probably the pioneers in my mind, at least. I'm just like, let's just sit back and crack wise to these things. Ooh, there's some good art for us. And that is definitely the way to go. It's like, this was such a weird era because it's like,
Ubisoft's very own Mr. Caffeine, Aaron Preissman.
hang on.
Ubisoft's very own Mr. Caffeine.
Thank you very much.
No one applause.
See that? I'm drumming up my own applause. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. My
We
name
don't
is
see
Aaron
that.
Preissman. And for the last 8 years, I've been Ubisoft's very own Mr. Caffeine, cruising around the world and teaching people just how badass Ubisoft games are. And now I'm here at the 25-year anniversary. This is such an epic moment, but really, to really take in how much time 25
came out
years is,
sweating.
let's go back in time, shall we? Doodle, 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 to a time when people heard the word Ubisoft for the very first time. Back then, movies looked like this. And thank you. And music looked like this. Computing looked like this.
His face?
And Charlie Sheen looked like this. No. That's pre-Tiger Blood right there. Now, what about gaming innovation? Who remembers this? And this. And this. You see, the world
Fairly
of technology
young
has
mother.
changed a lot since 1986, and so has gaming. Today, 97% of young people play video games. 40% of them are women, and 89% of them are smoking hot.
Oh,
I know this, I've investigated.
perfect.
Now this has
Mr.
made a
Caffeine.
whole new
Cool
group of pickup
Ubisoft
lines
angle
available. I'm sure
here.
you guys know, like, hey, want to come over and play my Wii? We should connect. And thanks to the Sony Move, here, hold my Joy Wand. Yes, I'm not afraid of a few dick jokes, thank you.
The silence in
Now today,
that theater.
Gaming
Wow.
is
At least that silence has aged well.
Gaming is sharing. And gaming
We all remember the
is life.
Rayman ad where he's at the
25 years of
urinal and
entertainment,
everybody's
Ubisoft
checking
is so
out
proud,
his
so
groin.
honored, so excited to
Wait,
be
is
on
that
the
really a
forefront
thing?
of this
That's a real
awesome
thing.
industry that we love so
Hand in
much.
hand.
So let's
sure
get
you're
into
not
it
remembering
right
your
now.
life?
Let's talk about gaming is adventure.
Without arms?
Because a great game starts with an incredible adventure. That's got to take place in a beautiful world with an immersive storyline that's inhabited by
Leo,
rich
you're a bit of a
characters
performer.
That takes you, the gamer,
You're a big
to the
fat
limits
phony.
of your imagination.
Do you think he's panicking in his
And we're
mind,
talking about
based on
high-definition
how
plans that are
little
gonna
of a
let you
reaction
be
he received?
A badass, a hero, a detective, a
Yes.
star.
Okay.
Or maybe somebody in here would like to channel your own inner Steve McQueen and go screaming through the streets of San Francisco in a vintage Shelby, huh?
Shelby.
Although, I
I
wonder
think
what this game would have looked like
he
had we
looks
released
back
it
and
long
just
ago.
hates this because he was doing this gig for 9 years for Ubisoft, and I'm sure getting paid really well for just doing it in front of, like captive audiences. But then it gets streamed once, and like he becomes a laughingstock. I'm sure they fired him after that.
Wait, so this is the confusing thing about Mr. Caffeine is the way he pitches it. By the way, Driver San Francisco rules. The way he pitches it is like, I'm Ubisoft's Mr. Caffeine, but he's just like a presenter actor guy.
Thank you.
But he
Thank you.
said he did it for 9 years, and
Okay, so
someone
that's
commented.
the retro
Let's
version,
see
but now
if I
let's
can
look at right now, this
find
year.
it.
We
But
wanna
they said
welcome
that he used to go to
this
like
14
the
million selling
GameStop
iconic
conferences,
open-world driving
and they like
franchise
used to
with
force
Driver
like all the
San
GameStop
Francisco.
managers to listen
We're
to this
going-
guy. I'm
thank
sure
you. We're going
that
right
was
back
just
to
his
the
job
brand.
of like going to
Incredible
other,
handling, terrifying car chase
Yes.
actions,
like
and a game-changing
unpublicized
twist. Undercover
meetings
cop
and
John Tanner
stuff.
pursues his
Right.
Which I'm
arch-rival
sure
Jericho as they
a bunch of
stray through
board
this huge and
members
living
like
city
ate this
that we
crap
call
up and were like,
San
"Oh,
Francisco."
he's so funny." That Wayne's World reference.
That makes sense because I've been to GameStop convention 3 times, and they do have just like the regular presenters for the publishers, and that seems like the type of guy that should be at that type of convention. And they gave him the big stage once, and good God.
With an easterly breeze, clear sunny skies.
Now here's a game.
A chance of rain.
One of my favorite games of the generation
And
here,
now the traffic report.
except for the gross yellow tint over
San
everything,
Francisco is the place to drive this morning.
which only exists
Light
when you're
traffic,
seeing the
all
game
roads with
through
accidents.
the eyes of the character in a coma. Because if you don't know about Driver San Francisco, the main character gets in a coma, and you're controlling the car by astral projecting yourself around San Francisco. But by the end of the game, when you're not in the coma, like it removes that tint, which is like a weird idea.
If at all possible.
There's a lot of very fun stuff in this game. Did you ever play the campaign for Driver San Francisco, Leo?
Drivers who know the area
No,
should
only
use
the
backstreets
multiplayer
and
with you.
shortcuts
Oh, God.
for a speedy journey to your
If there's any way you could play it, like, and you don't mind just some standard racing missions,
For a quiet commute,
this campaign is so freaking nuts. Like by the end of the game, it like really leans into just the supernatural element, and you're like in a race, and there's other characters literally just throwing cars at you, just like driving down the San Francisco Bridge, or whatever, and just like cars are flying at you left and right through the air. It gets so weird. It's awesome.
is being
Cool.
hotly pursued by the BAPD.
Does it change your thoughts on it, knowing Mr. Caffeine was the auteur game director of it?
More on that story later.
Yeah, that's why I've decided to sell my copies. So you can go to patreon.com/minmax with 2 N's. We have a huge sale up there for my dozens of copies of Driver San Francisco. It has been delisted from Steam, which is a real bummer. I hope someday they kind of bring this game back in some way. Like a remaster would be fantastic.
Great day, San
Problem with
Francisco.
all these racing games is they're licensed music on the radio.
Yeah.
Ben Fitter says Aaron Priceman's Instagram bio has Internet Meme Survivor written in.
Oh my God. That's perfect.
Fair enough.
All right, well, with a massive
Thanks,
scope
IGN.
and an endless number of missions and the most groundbreaking multiplayer ever seen on a driving game, This game,
actually
this
stand
title's
by
gonna
that.
let you play
The
for hours
multiplayer
and hours
is
and
very
still
unique for a
you'll be able to
driving
find
game.
something new. San Francisco will definitely deserve its reputation as the ideal playground for car chase action. So come by the booth and try out the single player. Come by the booth and try out this new groundbreaking multiplayer. Even come by the booth and check out Tanner's own 1970 Dodge Challenger. You can sit behind that.
Car
See
at
you
the booth.
At the booth.
Car
for
at the
Drivers
booth.
San Francisco.
Yes.
With that being said, yeah, I'll take a smattering of applause. I'm a cheap date. I'll take any applause I can drum up.
Easy.
Now, our next adventure is about as far from the hills and the streets of San Francisco as you can get.
Specifically, Leo, I feel like we need to pause, Mr. Caffeine. Yeah, the star of the show in my mind is the split screen tag mode in Java San Francisco. That is my favorite multiplayer mode. One of my favorite ever. And Leo, I'm sure I forced you to play it. It is unique, yes?
Absolutely. It's awesome.
Okay, thank you.
I've only gotten a taste of it in a Watch Dogs Legion co-op because as your friend is driving you places, everybody in the back seat will be hacking cars to try and cut off your car so you all get in a car accident.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
It's very fun.
Oh, that Ubisoft DNA carrying through.
Now, to tell us about it, please welcome from Ubisoft Montreal, our very own Dan Hay and Jamie Keane, everybody!
Hey, Dan Hay.
Is that all for Mr. Caffeine?
No, I think he's back
No,
in between.
he does the entire show.
Hi, everyone.
Good.
My name's Dan Hay from Ubisoft Montreal, and you are Jason Brody. Your girlfriend's missing. Your boat's been destroyed. You're trapped
What a
on
follow-up to
mysterious
that
island with a
caffeine
dark
energy.
secret. And everyone on it is crazy. Good luck.
The
You're gonna need
babes
it.
are hot.
Going from Mr. Caffeine to Mr. Nightquill.
Mr. Sleepy Time Teeth.
Dan Hay seems like a nice guy, though. Jeff, you've interacted with him too, right?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't sign off on that.
All right, I won't vouch for him, I guess, that much, but on the Far Cry 4 cover story trip, I spent a lot of time with him, and he's an interesting dude. Seems big and tough. He could have hauled around that equipment better than Jason A. Stryker, I think.
People
Oh,
tell me
good
if
God.
I just spoke more softly.
All right,
Others may
IGN, just
find
take
it
our
easier to
money.
forgive.
All right.
I condemn
Oh, come on.
Thanks, Kale Kool-Aid, for the sub on Twitch.
Jesus.
Jesus, that looks so real.
Jesus.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity.
It's killing off the only good character halfway through the game.
Same fucking thing over and over again. Expecting shit to change. That is crazy. But the first time somebody told me that, I don't know, I thought they were bullshitting me, so boom, I shot him. The thing is, okay, he was right. And then I started seeing it everywhere I looked, all these fucking pricks. Everywhere I looked, doing the exact
Chaz says, hey, it's that guy from Far Cry 3.
over and over and over and over and over again, thinking this time is going to be different. No, please. This time is going to be different. I'm sorry.
Boy, we haven't heard about Far Cry 6 in a while, have we?
The way you are looking.
No.
Okay? You have a fucking problem in your head. Do you think I'm bullshitting you? Do you think I'm lying? Fuck you! Okay? Fuck you! It's okay, man. I'm gonna chill, man. I'm gonna chill. The thing is, alright? The thing is, I killed you once already.
Quentin says
And it's not
that
like
Voss has
I
a skin
am
in
fucking
Rayman
crazy.
Legends. I
Listen,
forgot
man.
about that. That's so insane. That is the
It's like
definition of
water under the
insanity.
bridge. Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
My God. I mean, iconic trailer. It's wild, like how I feel like this scene has shaped the definition of a Far Cry game moving forward. It's like, well,
Yeah, the entire franchise, really.
yep, we need to have scene-chewing villains or characters. That is just part of this franchise now, which I mean, so much of that comes down to just that one guy's performance elevating it. It's really crazy.
Yeah, it's constantly just trying to like recapture that magic in a long oneer where one guy talks to you.
Right.
Famous QTE there.
Fuck.
Classic Brody. Maybe we should go back and play Far Cry 3. Is that a good New Show Plus option, is playing the co-op missions in Far Cry 3?
I was thinking Far Cry 2 for a New Show Plus sometime. Call me old-fashioned.
I was also thinking that too. I think that'd be really fun. Have you played Far Cry 2?
Yeah, I love that game.
Oh, wow. That makes me think you're like twice as smart now.
Thank you.
I know smart people really like Far Cry 2, so. That presentation style. That's a lesson from E3. Don't get fancy with your cameras. Just the more gameplay, the better, everybody. Like, whenever you cut to the stage, the picture-in-picture, it's always a disaster.
But you gotta know he's playing it.
All right, I guess so.
Yeah.
Helicopter. That's a plan.
But do we need, like, look how big that picture is for him. Like, we can have just...
You gotta see that he's looking at a TV.
That's approximately 9 feet away.
Must be a better way.
Look, there are his
takedown
hands.
there, though, certainly first of its kind, right?
The what?
The vertical takedown when he jumped and landed on that guy with the knife. That must have been exciting to see.
Yeah, it was an exciting demo for sure. Thanks, Alex isn't on fire for subbing on Twitch. Appreciate it. Leo, do you think this was your game of the year for 2012 when it came out? I think.
I don't think so. It was cool, but I didn't like it as much as 2.
Oh, really?
Or maybe that's just me in hindsight.
Gentleman very much feels like your cup of tea.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I can't remember where it was on my list back then.
Dishonored probably would have been higher. Borderlands 2 would have been higher.
Yep. There's a Walking Dead year as well, if you're a big old softie.
XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Ooh. Was it? I remember it came out in December. Was it December 2012?
It says 2012 here.
Okay.
Take off! Okay.
Just remember it was a very late entry for like the Game of the Year discussions and stuff.
October 9th.
Wait, really?
2012. That's what I'm reading.
That doesn't seem right. Am I thinking Far Cry 4 then? That came out in December?
Oh, we were talking about Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was talking about XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, November 29th, 2012.
Okay, there we go. No. Aaron J. Bear says it simultaneously looks better and worse than I remembered it. I think this demo looks really good. You can blame IGN for uploading a 240 video or whatever. Oh, I'm sorry. It is 720. Don't be fooled. It's HD as it gets. Long demos.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Yes!
Long lead
Good
time.
demo.
Summer of 2011.
Welcome to
They're
the world
showing
of
this
Far
off. It's
Cry
really
3,
crazy.
the surprise of the show. Come check us out at the booth. You're gonna love it. Thanks, guys.
Oh, hang on.
Well, I guess I now know where not to take the kids on vacation this year. Well, now here to announce a new video game. I'd like to bring to the stage the president of Gearbox Software, the creators of Brothers in Arms games, Mr. Randy Pitchford, everybody!
Oh, I loved this game. Jeffem,
Wow.
call it. What's he announcing?
At Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Gearbox?
Yep.
I have no idea.
Let's find out.
What a time for him to be introduced as the
afternoon.
Brothers in Arms guy.
Gearbox Software's Brothers in Arms games have been about history, about sacrifice,
That suit.
about brotherhood, about fighting not merely for duty or honor, but for the guy next to you behind the sandbags. Brothers in Arms games have been authentic.
Did you see they had like in the lower third it says "You play" on the lower
The intent
third,
to
like
put you
really
in
trying to
the
squeeze
best
in that
of the
branding?
101st Airborne, from the beachhead at Normandy to the front lines of the Nazi war machine. That's what the Brothers in Arms franchise has been all about since the beginning. There were games we loved to make.
I want to have one of those
Games
mics
that
someday. Wouldn't that be
we
fun?
intend to make again, but that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. Our partners at Ubisoft challenged us to take an entirely new approach to the World War II shooter, and we agreed to take up that challenge. So this is
that
an
a Kinect on
entirely new
stage?
take on war games. It's a new take on World War II. What I'm here to propose today is a game about a very special squad of soldiers. These guys are good at their jobs. They love their jobs. They're in it for the thrill of the fight, and they enjoy killing their enemies. These are soldiers
That's normal.
whose favorite thing in the world is kicking Nazi ass. The story of this squad is incredible. It's legendary. It's the stuff from which tall tales are born. Some of you will have the opportunity to see the game in action yourselves in the days at the expo to come. But for now, I'd like to introduce all of you to meet the Furious Four.
Woo!
Do you know what this is?
Yeah, Furious 4. Brothers in Arms, Furious 4.
That's the game?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you ever
Yeah,
seen
what
this?
happened to this?
Well, they saw Inglourious Bastards and said, that's really cool. And then I don't know if the game itself could support it beyond that pitch.
Yeah, I completely forgot about this.
Tell me you forgot about Stitch?
Now it's all coming back.
Oh, Chalk Boy. Oh, I forgot Montana. I think that was a character then in Battleborn, wasn't it, Jeff?
Yeah. Yep.
Scheiße.
Ah!
I just
Stop
spoke
it!
more softly. Others may find
And
it
our
easy.
fifth Furious 4 member,
I
Genshin
condemn
Impact.
If you're streaming YouTube press conferences all the time, you could fork up for YouTube Red.
There it is.
Thank you. Now, this revisit of World War II was totally over the top. So now we're going to change gears, maybe do something a little bit lighter, like marriage. Okay, maybe marriage hasn't had the best run here in California lately, but there's one marriage that has survived the
What
years.
does that mean?
That's the marriage between the gaming and Hollywood.
Hang on. Marriage hasn't had the best run? Did they just legalize gay marriage, or what's he getting at?
Oh, God, I hope not.
That'd be a controversial joke. I don't know what that means.
High-profile
It's a
divorces
marriage
happened
that
in
thrives
2011,
thanks to
John.
great content and great partnerships.
Is
And
that
once
like
again,
a
Ubisoft
Britney
is thrilled to be
Spears thing?
working with some of the most talented people in the movie industry on our next film-inspired game. So take a look, because I think you're going to recognize these guys.
Points. Somebody asked, didn't Furious 4 become Battleborn? I don't think so, but yeah, Montana, that character carried over, but I don't think it's that
Yeah.
direct of a line. But maybe it was some remnants of that team, but I don't think so, because I know, like, Mikey Newman down at Gearbox was a big component of Brothers in Arms and Furious 4 in particular, and then I don't think he was that involved with Battleborn, at least on the writing side. But yeah, what a weird game that just got lost to the ether. Avatar?
I first became aware of Tintin when I finished Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's our boy!
So I had somebody go out and get me a book. It was in French, but it didn't matter. I understood the story Hergé was telling.
I remember visiting a friend of my mother's, and it was the first time I saw Tintin. Over the course
I
of probably
did not
10
remember that
years
they made a
growing
game.
up, I managed to collect every single Tintin book.
Now I
The
live
video
here in
game
Tintin
changes
Town.
constantly, depending on the choices you make.
It has that exploration quality to it and that slightly unpredictability. You are literally entering the world of those characters. Working with Ubisoft has been terrific. So it was important to us to find a creative team that
Yeah,
were
because I guess they
absolutely
made
tuned in
King
to
Kong,
Hergé's universe.
colon,
We
Peter
thought we'd let
Jackson's
them
official
show
game of
us
the
a thing
movie
or
or
two
whatever.
about how to design a game and how to honor a great artist like Hergé.
We base the world of the game around the film, but it allows you to expand on the movie. I actually like the times that it takes you on new adventures that are not even part of our film. To me, that's a really great companion for a movie.
Did you guys see that Tintin movie?
Environments are based on the digital characters that we created for the film.
I might need to rewatch it. It was like, did you see it?
They are cooperative adventures.
It's interesting because you watch it and it's like, this is just like an Indiana Jones movie
got their own
on steroids. It's just like so fast, rapid fire Indiana Jones pacing, but it just doesn't hit you emotionally at any point. But there's one sequence that is like awesome where it's like a big chase down a hill and it's all one shot and it's incredible. It definitely has its fans. Like, yeah, Jacob Geller here, of course, is a big fan of Tintin. All right, should have expected that. You're a smart guy, you understand it.
Actually be a lot of fun for a family to play, and that's very much the way that we've approached this Tintin game.
I got to put on the glasses and play a level, and that was really thrilling.
3D glasses?
Sure.
I think Kinect. Wait, no. Yeah, what is he talking about?
Kinect glasses?
Dog.
He wore the Kinect as glasses.
She is a beauty.
How much for the boat? Find that parasite.
I kind of want to play this.
Gotten very far.
It looks awesome.
Scoundrel! Imposter!
Captain. Who are you again? My name is Tintin. I'm a reporter. I'm counting on you, Snowy.
Is he punching guys that much in the movie? Think of him as a brawler.
Yeah, he's a reporter first, but I don't know. You know, he's murdering men a fair amount.
Kind of a gunslinger. Shoot first, ask questions later type of character.
Remember when they kept saying they're going to make more of these movies? Like Peter Jackson is going to direct the second one, and I feel like in interviews they're still like, no, it's happening, but it's just been so long now.
Tintin.
Can we look that up? I want to see.
T. Brinkle says what we were all thinking. Wait, Tintin isn't the dog?
Oh boy, with our friends IGN, 6.5. I'm sorry, but yeah, we should find a way to play that. Maybe hopefully it's still on Steam.
Thank you.
Thank you for sneezing,
Now
Leo.
today we're not just
I had my
celebrating 25
mouse over
years
the
of
mute button
Ubisoft.
and my sneeze moved
It's also
it.
the 10th anniversary of the
Apologize.
acclaimed Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon brand. If there's any
Tom
ghosts out there, although they're probably
Clancy.
not supposed to say anything. There you go.
We got
Now,
some
this is the
brand
brand
fans
where
out
teams of
there.
elite special forces using advanced weaponry and intelligence drop into enemy compounds in the dead of night. They bust through walls and they take out some of the world's most wanted fugitives. You know, shit that only happens in video games, right? Although, I wonder how this might have looked 20 years ago. Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo.
Did we just kill Osama bin Laden? Was that the reference? I think was that 2011? That sounds right.
Yeah, Mr. Caffeine had just killed him.
With his jokes.
I told him one of his cool women jokes. I like this idea.
This come out?
No, this is just, they have like, what would this game look like 20 years ago? Since it's the anniversary.
Oh, right. That's
You're saying you'd like to play this, Leo?
Sure.
Now, Bob Deal in the chat says he hates Mr. Caffeine, which, come on, man. Open your eyes.
Thank you. I know, we're crazy at Ubisoft. We're crazy. Now let's take a look at the real thing. Here to tell us about Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier, please help me welcome Tommy Jacob and Roman Campos, everybody.
Why is that word so hard for him to say?
Hello. So, there are some experiences that most of us will only ever dream about. Catching that game-winning touchdown in the closing seconds of a Super Bowl, performing live on stage at Madison Square Garden in front of thousands of people. But if you've ever wondered what it would be like to be the most badass Special Forces soldier on the planet, you're gonna have to come by the booth and play Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Hell yeah.
And over here, we've got Roman Campos Oriola. The handsome Roman is gonna take us through some of the gameplay.
I like this game.
People tell me that if I just
This one.
Genshin Impact?
Yeah.
Tell you what, here's what we're going to do.
This game.
We want to dodge those ads, so I'm just going to go ahead and download these real quick. And then we can play it that way. And I think that'll be a much smoother experience for
Everyone look
everybody.
at what Hanson's been downloading.
Ooh.
All debauchery. I'm going to need to keep this in the archive. Yep, I'm a big fan of Gears of War's E3 2015 briefing. That was for the video we made on Housemark. Their history and Returnal and all that stuff. And
people still losing their minds that Mr. Caffeine can't pronounce Clancy right.
It seems odd. It seems like he could really just... Don't you think like during rehearsals they could have said, do you not know how to pronounce the sound C and L next to each other? Please, sir. Here are my photos, I guess, while we're waiting from E3 2011. We can kind of...
Was that the end of part 2? We got to the end of part 2?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Just starting that demo. Apparently Rage was all the rage. I think I might have it in here. I have a weird Rage shot. I was very excited to go to E3, obviously. Jeff, what was your first E3?
2009.
2009. Gosh, you're so seasoned.
Old. I know what synonyms for old are.
Battlefield 3.
It's such a unique vibe. And I don't know, Leo, how much of it is just from being there, but like just the feeling of E3. Did you get it from the coverage? Do you see these photos and have that same vibe, baby?
Yeah, there's a magic to it for sure. That will definitely experience someday.
Someday, we promise you. Oh yeah, the Wii U. Big reveal was this year. Yeah, they had all these tech demos for the Wii U that most of them never saw the light of day. But yeah, I was like flying through the garden. I think you were like a bird. Some sort of...
You're doing your show plus that we play the version of Batman Arkham City on Wii U.
Yeah, the Armored Edition?
Yeah, the Armored Edition is what I meant.
That sounds good. I'm trying to look at everybody's faces to see if I recognize anybody.
This is where Sony was.
Yeah, this is the place where Sony was. I'm sorry, I was next door at the Electronic Entertainment Expo. I couldn't... This was before they opened E3, I believe. This was once in a lifetime shot where I got these two fellas together for
Todd Howard was obviously very amused by it.
He was delighted by this video, which you can watch over on Game Informer's YouTube channel. Both now official employees of Microsoft, I believe. So congratulations. This is us filming that interview, which this is the most uncomfortable smile you could imagine because we're all trying to pretend that it was going well, but it was not. And this was me running out of the room after that one-on-one interview didn't go well.
Being chased.
Here you go. This is Snoop Dogg playing Rage, which that's E3. If you had to sum it all up, it's this type of thing of walking into a room not expecting to watch Snoop Dogg play Rage, but good for him, man. Of course, New Stormer Brothers Me, which they eventually changed that name.
Yeah, huh.
Chase Me, fantastic.
Before it was part of Nintendo Land?
Yep, these are all just separate demos. Here's Patrick Klepek.
Cool.
Old Klepek. I was a big fan of his. This was partly a creep shot of like, oh, it's Patrick Klepek at E3. I'm going to get him in a little bit. What a cutie. Garnet Lee, of course, because I'm a big fan of One Up Yours. I was him playing some Wii U games.
Todd Howard in the background.
This is where we streamed the Nintendo press conference. This was like underneath the stage. So this is the room where I learned what the Wii U was. And I remember we were debating. This was a good geeky moment. We were debating in this room. I was like talking about, there was some game on the Game Boy that was like 3D that Dylan Cuthbert programmed. And then just suddenly like Bill Trinan from Nintendo poked his head in the door and he goes, you're thinking of the game X for Game Boy. Like he was in the green room across the wall and like heard us debating what this game was called. And so I will forever respect Bill Trinan.
Nintendo's always listening.
Oh, God! Sorry. This is, before or after the Sony press conference? Oh, this is before. Maybe it's after. What a weird thing. That is a presentation. Wow. They are spending the money. Oh, here we go. There's BioShock Vita being announced. I was very excited to see Ken Levine on a stage. Oh, cool. What is this? Here's some streaming embargoes, press kits, if anybody wants to follow these links. to get some cool info on how to hook up the live stream for Microsoft.
Microsoft will provide high-powered internet connection of 5 megabytes a second.
That's perfect. Oh, it's okay. So it was HD footage for everybody. That's fun. Yeah, this is Annette Gonzalez, former coworker. I told the story on the podcast, but yeah, we went to the MTV Movie Awards after party to show off or to like shoot some interview about some Kinect game, U-Star, I think it was called. And then we met Jason Sudeikis, and he was very nice.
He looks like a cardboard cutout here.
No, Leo. Dude, don't blow my spot, man. I'm trying to seem cool and make it seem like we got to work with Jason Sudeikis. He was a pretty cool coworker for that little bit of time, I guess.
For that 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I remember the highlight of my life.
Lab again.
The highlight of my life was, I remember after the interview, we were like in the taxi going back home, and then Annette's like, I cannot believe that you actually like directed Jason Sudeikis, because like the thing was set up in one way and I was trying to get it set up in another way, and so I was like, hey Jason, could we actually go over here and then you can kind of stand this way? And it's just a weird moment of like, oh yeah, I guess I technically directed Jason Sudeikis in a video. I really did it.
One for the resume.
That's right. All right, part 3. Hopefully the volume's okay, everybody. Let us know what you want.
CIA's assets the priority.
You just submerged that underwater.
Glad we came in the sneaky way. Lock it up, 30. Get your AR online.
Yeah. Ubisoft was big into in-world HUDs for a while.
Right. That Splinter Cell game with the cool in-world HUD.
I like that. It's a cool look.
Camo activated. Target acquired on target. I've got my target pepper here. Target acquired. I lost my line.
What was that last Ghost Recon game? Wildlands?
My target's obscured.
Breakpoint.
I've got my target.
Wildlands was the one that people liked, and Breakpoint was the
Target's obscured.
less beloved one.
Yes. And I think this was the last one before Wildlands. For the reimagining.
God, what do you think they would do? Would they ever strip it back down and not make it open world in the future after Breakpoint?
I don't know. They're kind of just going with the trends of the industry right now, so I feel like a lot of other things would have to change before they did that.
Honestly, Ghost Recon Battle Royale would probably be a pretty good bet.
Sure.
Unless they
Ubi's already got their Battle Royale, though.
Yeah. How's that doing?
I don't think.
Good to go.
Oh, follow-up question, what was that called again?
Hyperscape.
Hyperscape, thank you.
They added a 6v6 just team deathmatch to it. So they're trying stuff.
Ah, that's interesting.
The refinery in a shipping container.
The big co-op reveal. Mr. Caffeine was jumping up and down backstage. He was so excited about that one.
Understood, Hunter.
Let me play.
Get out of here now.
We can't stay here. They kill us all.
Get out of the way.
Do you hear me?
It's not safe. Go away. Now.
Blood really popped quick.
Go. It's not safe. I copy. Area secure. We're good to go.
Yeah, hard to tell whether these games went on to look better when they actually came out, or my memory of them is just completely warped.
Right.
Which often happens.
Get down. Stop. Reloading. Move. Get out of here.
I'm also reloading.
Reloading here too.
I'm enjoying reloading.
How's your reload coming along? Mine's almost finished.
Leo, what's your ratio for reloading guns in real life versus video games?
Get out of here now.
About 0 over 10 trillion.
Have you ever shot a gun?
No.
That's interesting. Do you ever want to?
I don't know. If the opportunity presented itself, I wouldn't pay money for it.
Yeah. shot like
Somebody
20.
got it for my birthday or something.
Are you asking for a handgun for your birthday?
I was thinking more shooting range, but yeah, just an AR would be sweet.
Get a drone up. Scout the rest from here.
Jeff, are you a big gun guy?
There without a fight.
No, but
Clear it out first.
I fired. My dad liked hunting, so he would take me hunting. So I fired shotguns and small rifles.
Right, like in grocery stores?
Understood. Hunter out.
No, Hanson, not in grocery stores.
Not in grocery stores. Interesting.
Like house hunting?
Not doing it, guys.
Drone deployed.
Yeah, I guess I grew up with like a 22 around my waist. But then it wasn't until like
Looks like a skeleton crew.
Dan Reichert's bachelor party in Vegas. We went to like a shooting range and shot like a fully automatic gun, and that was scary. Like hands shaking, scary, but not being a big gun guy, it was still like afterwards, like I get it. Like that was a lot of adrenaline. Like that was more fun than I expected for something that I was terrified of.
Get ahead! Contact! Get ahead!
I think I just don't like loud things.
The mix doesn't come through great on the
don't.
stream.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, I guess what you were doing in that little booth was frantically cranking out news stories.
Well, I was going to say, this is like the ideal kind of press conference because they take so long on each story that no one was really that rushed.
Right.
You had your sweet time. You were watching the presentation for 90% of it, and then it was like, okay, my turn. Now I have to kind of sum up this Ghost Recon story.
Yeah. And there's a lot of screaming, like, what? Did anybody catch that release date? They said exclusive for 6 months. It's just a lot of that shouting at each other, trying to get every detail. And so, yeah, these are nice when it's more spaced out. But then in those rapid-fire press conferences, it's like, oh, what did Sony announce about their Voodoo streaming initiative? Or what the hell's going on? These small little headlines that still crank out, which always seems silly to me. I was always in the camp of, like, this should just be a string of tweets. Like, people just want the headline. Like, to spend this much time writing these stories seems bonkers.
The last couple of years, it's obviously the pace of everything has gone up, and that made it kind of flips because throughout the year, it's like feeling like video guys, there were fewer of them where we worked, and there was just like we were working harder, and then E3 kind of like, oh, we get to chill and joke about the press conference while 5 writers are like hurriedly, taking turns writing articles.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were on the home team, being on the actual streams was like the best part. You did not want to be stuck back up in the bullpen because we eventually we switched and did the smart thing where most of the press conferences we were covering from home, which made you wonder what those jokers were doing out in LA.
Yeah. Podcasting, man. You had to get those guests. We had to rent out, like, the last 3 years, we had, like, a Airbnb, which worked out pretty well. Except some of them are a little bit crude. But believe it or not, there's a lot of hanging out and drinking in LA, Jeff. That was the answer you're looking for.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the Fion says, yeah, we're busy getting divorced in LA.
Deep Wrinkle says, when did Ubisoft start doing Just Dance performances? I'm still waiting for one in this presentation.
Yeah, I think it might have been after this, because they usually open the show with that, right?
It was in the sizzle reel at the start.
Ooh, okay.
Seeing a bit of it.
So thank you, Roman, Thad, Alex, John Mark.
Thanks, Thad.
Synchronized Kills, the most refined cover-based system out there. Augmented reality to gather game-changing intel. Intuitive team coordination system, and an unprecedented range of weapon customization called Gunsmith. That's Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Scanlan.
So you can come by the booth, you can play the co-op that you've seen here, and for the first time, I'm very excited and proud to announce that at the booth, you'll be able to play our multiplayer in our exclusive mode Conflict. But there's more.
We
to
have the
Ghost Recon
exclusivity
than
on
just Ghost Recon
conflict.
Future Soldier. 10 years ago, Red
Give
Storm
me the name of
Entertainment
any
brought
mode,
Ghost
any
Recon to
game,
the
any
PC
movie.
and built a huge fan base. Now,
Household.
it's back on PC and better than ever. Developed by Ubisoft Singapore, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Online is an awesome new experience that perfectly complements Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Oh boy.
And the best part of all, it's absolutely free.
That sounds too good to be true.
Catch.
How long did this last, Leo?
2 years.
Remember Call of Duty Online? Like the game in China that was bizarre, that no one talks about, but it's like their first free-to-play game?
I mean, it's still a
Is it
thing,
still
right?
going?
I don't know if it's still going. Yeah, I don't know if Warzone is in China. I'd assume. I don't know. Do you ever think you'll go to China in your life, Leo?
I hope so.
That could be interesting. They seem pretty important.
Yeah.
Do you think Hong Kong should be free, Leo?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Now we're never going to be big in China.
China Max, our new offshoot, is failing immediately. You play, you say.
Wow, and they no
multiplayer,
mention that they're going to reset all the
multi-platform
rewards in
Ghost Recon
9
fans,
years when they
comparing
rework.
links and connections
Ubisoft
between both
rewards.
titles that will allow players to carry their achievements from one game to the other.
Ben Fitter says it was renamed to Ghost
Thank you
Recon
for your
Phantoms,
time.
apparently.
Have a great E3 2011.
He says after the only people that showed up to play it were apparently Phantoms because it had 0 players.
All right, give it up for the Ghosts. Yeah, those boys have been busy. Now, what makes Ghost Recon Online
We love a busy
huge
boy, don't we,
experience
folks?
Isn't the sheer adventure of it, but the shared adventure. You and your buddies sharing the tension, sharing the emotion, the tactics, and the exhilaration.
How much did he get paid for this?
One was killed
And
a
of
month
course,
before this.
Sharing the bragging rights in the eyes of all your friends. More and more of gaming is sharing. Now, much of the time, it's the kind of
that's why
sharing
he's
that
not here.
compels us to send pictures to each other, like this. Yeah. And how about this picture of this karate studio? Okay. And this absolutely epic fail right here. Yikes. Yeah. It's
The
because we
camera
wanna
just
share
should
the
have hung on
experience. We wanna
him.
laugh together.
Zoomed
We wanna
in,
be there for
snap
each other.
zoom.
And here to talk about a new experience that will advance online
Hey, here,
gaming for a
3
franchise
funny
that
internet
already
memes.
has
All right,
nearly
moving on.
10 million fans on 5 continents. Help me welcome Anne Blondel-Juan and Adrienne Pichère, everybody.
He gets those names right, but he messes up Tom Clancy.
Clancy.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is such a pleasure for Adrienne and me to be here today with you in Los Angeles.
Correct.
And to the 10 million Trackmania players watching us from in-game live, I want to say hello.
That's cool.
Bonsoir.
That is cool.
Ni hao.
Trackmania
And
always
thank
is
you
cool.
for
Did you ever
having
play it,
raised
Leo?
millions of tracks already.
No.
Seems like
Today
you could
we're
be.
thrilled to
It could be your
introduce
thing.
to all of you the first title of Mania Planet, our new great
Sure, it's
online
my thing.
adventure.
No.
It is called Trackmania 2.
Great. I'm so happy
and
it's
for
your thing
PC.
now, man.
It's
you.
an even bigger adventure. The game
Yeah,
is beyond fun.
nothing but respect
and
from the
our
outside.
team has managed to pack it all into a faster, stronger, and even more open gaming system. Adrienne will let you know
I hope
more
you like the
about
sound
Trackmania
of
2
an
for
audio
PC.
cable turned up too loud.
Words like bliss, thrill, joy, and beauty
Cool hair.
are not always associated with racing
What
games.
color is that?
But
It's like-
this is very different. You, the
I believe
player,
that's brown.
play
Brown,
games
you
like
say?
this.
Yeah.
Choose the
Oh.
card.
But there are times where
Design
like
the
it
chart.
shimmers so much it
Share
looks
with
great.
your
It looks
friends.
cool.
Join the madness of online
Thanks, Lokic,
racing.
for the big sub on Twitch.
In
Appreciate it.
short, you can play the experience you want. Whether
This
in a
news
quick
story would be
5-minute
boiled
break
down
or
to
for many hours
Ubisoft
training
announces
for a world
Trackmania
record,
2.
It is online racing at its best.
Do you want to write that up real quick, by the way?
Trackmania
Today at
together
E3,
takes what's
Ubisoft
good about
announced that its
Web2.0
Trackmania
and
series
brings
will have a
it
new
into
sequel.
racing. Picture yourself
They wrote the
playing with
intro
your friends
paragraph
down
for
the
you.
block and with
A Ubisoft
200
representative
players
announced
online
it.
on a server hosted by your new BFF in Brazil.
Do you ever miss writing news
After all,
stories, Jeff?
Trackmania 2 is all about giving the power to you, the players, and you've shown us that you know how
That's
to
a yes.
use it.
Yeah, I think that's a yes,
Let's
too.
take a look at this
Did my no
trailer
not
from
come through there?
tracks
Yeah, it
to
did not.
cameras to editing.
That means it's a yes,
Everything has
right.
been made not by us, but by players, and
It'd be
is
funny though,
in-game
just like
footage
one day
only.
on
Let's
Patreon,
watch.
just like you just wrote news stories all day. You just post it on our Patreon page. That'd be cool. It's like here's 11 news stories without any explanation of what it is or why.
Doing news stories as YouTube community posts.
Adcast asks if I'm excited to be on Kind of Funny Games Daily tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be on Kind of Funny Games Daily for recording the Min-Max show tomorrow. That should be fun. And the host of that episode, I assume it's been announced, is not Greg Miller, but it's Janet Garcia. So I get to be on a podcast with Janet where she's hosted. That's going to be silly fun.
Thank God, I'm done with Trackmania.
I just need to breathe. Charles McGregor, developer of Hyperdot, Trackmania fan #1. Remember he was on that Great Goaty Hunt
I
stream with
remember
us?
that, yeah.
Hope you liked Canyon.
Thank you. Trackmania 2 will debut this September, and we just can't wait for you to get online with us. And it's just the beginning. Mania Planet is expanding to the FPS with
Thanks for gifting those subs, Low
and
Kicks.
to the RPG
Appreciate it.
with Quest Mania. 3 genres, 1 planet. Whether you like to play, create, share,
Quest Mania.
organize,
That's right, they're
compete,
RPG.
or even just watch and cheer, Mania Planet is for you. We believe that after Mania Planet, playing online will never be the same.
So now, swing by our booth and experience Trackmania 2 for yourselves. Thank you, all gamers. See you there.
And see you online.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does Quest Mania, did they ever announce anything with that? Let's see.
I don't know, guys, but I got the Trackmania 2 news story from Game Informer back in 2011.
Yes. Who wrote it?
It was written by Adam Biesinger.
Yeah.
Trackmania 2 Canyon brings high-def social racing to PC. You know, he wrote 4 short, concise paragraphs on it.
Wow.
It was a little better write-up than you might have expected.
Oh, look at that. Way to
Adam
go,
was still trying back then. Ubisoft dropped a cinematic trailer and a quick tease for Trackmania 2 Canyon at its E3 2011 press conference.
Way to go, Adam. Yeah, this is what this is about, is double-checking everybody's work from 10 years ago, make sure they really were caring about their job.
Was there an article about Mr. Caffeine? Was it addressed?
I bet
that's
not.
a good question.
See,
I don't know.
that's like too modern Games Press, is to have the article that's like,
Right.
Mr. Caffeine,
Yeah.
what a weirdo. Back then it was just like, all right, I guess let's ignore the
Yeah,
obvious
we just
thing.
complained about it the entire time.
Right.
Mr. Price Man reported.
Somebody asked what Shoot Mania was. That was it like Counter-Strike? It's just kind of like an arcadey shooter, but Hello Games was obsessed with it. I remember we went there for the No Man's Sky cover story trip. Like, the entire studio was like, you don't play Shoot Mania? That game's the best.
Now, Mania Planet is one kind of sharing enabled by gaming today. But of course, there is another much more traditional kind of sharing too. Sharing with good times, with friends, at home, and for parties. Looks like I'm going to be sharing the stage right about now. Now, it all started with the Wii, and now with the Kinect and Move. You might say it's multiplying like rabbits. Wait a minute, rabbits. We at Ubisoft know something about rabbits, don't we? It's not the regular kind of rabbits. I'm talking about the loud, obnoxious, slightly deranged, poop on your toothpaste kind.
Yeah.
For the past 5 years, we've managed to contain them
Classic
on screen
rabbit bit.
until today. For the first time, the Raving Rabbids are making the jump to a new platform, the Kinect, in very unexpected ways. Here to talk about it, give me a round of applause for Antoine Henry, everybody!
The game is called Alive and Kicking?
Thank you, Aaron.
I was playing this yesterday.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, cool.
It is my great pleasure today to introduce you to the Raving Rabbids Alive and Kicking on Kinect. If you have ever felt a desire to actually smash...
Yeah, he could like open a can of beer with that beard.
Sorry about that. So, bringing the Rabbids on Kinect is a great challenge for the team, and I think you just go win.
See, you need to show it, camera. You need to show what he's doing.
Well, no, at least you get an
I bet
idea
the
of what it is
cameraman
at
was
work
like 60 years
every day
old.
dealing with these
Oh, yeah.
unpredictable
Confused as to what was
creatures.
going on.
Some more. Get away. Oh, help! Diego, help! Get away! Get away!
Oh my god. Well, you've seen peak gameplay. Do you want to spend money on this or not? The applause.
Well, as you can see, we use the augmented reality to bring the rabbits right in the middle of your living room. But not only do the rabbits get real like never before, we bring the party game on Kinect to a new level with games that you can play up to 4 players simultaneously. The more the merrier. To demonstrate that, let me invite Lionel and Julien to join us.
I really thought the
And up we
Kinect was
go.
going to be the future of gaming.
Really?
So this game is called
I
Feel
was
the Shapes.
really hyped up about the
and
technology.
as the title
What?
cleverly implies,
That's
you
crazy.
have to feel the
The way
shapes.
they pitched it, it sounded like a completely different thing than it ended up being.
It's just like Milo level stuff, you mean?
Right.
Yeah.
All right then. Nice one.
There it is. There's your shot. What
And
was
the idea that the tracking would be good
Yeah.
was enticing.
Next one
I think
is
I just
the
wasn't a big
UFO.
Microsoft guy in that era, and so it was always just like, yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't think I was ever too hyped about it.
Okay.
What was the most fun you ever had with Kinect, Leo?
Oh.
Come on.
I don't know, probably that in Kinect Sports or whatever, where you're hitting the dodgeballs. Your body.
Did you play Happy Action Theater from Double Fine and Kinect Party?
Anyway,
Oh, they're very fun.
Dracula.
It's actually crazy. Like in interviews now, Tim Schafer says that his greatest game of all time is Kinect Party.
Yeah.
And he's like, I wouldn't expect it, but like seeing people play that game, it's batting 1,000 for laughs and a good time, which is a really good way of looking at it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Out of
Well,
breath
these are not too
Kinect
bad,
presentations is
are
a
they?
certain subset.
Well, these pictures taken in the game, you can actually share them with your friends on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, spread the ridiculous everywhere. Huh? Well, that's it, and I hope you like what you've seen. The game is coming out November the 8th,
like
and
this
if you want to
shirt.
try it out for
Yeah, I
yourself,
would- I
please
would wear
come
that
at
shirt.
Ubisoft Central Stage. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I never would have guessed that was the name of
Awesome.
a game.
Awesome.
Same. I checked to make sure it
All right,
actually
now we
came
have
out.
talked about gaming as adventure and gaming as sharing. Now, let's talk about gaming as life. More precisely, the gamification of life. Now, this is an audience, you guys, that have been battle tested by some of the most difficult games on the market. So we at Ubisoft thought, how could we still invoke fear into the hearts and the minds of an E3 audience? I think I know the answer. Dancing. So if I came on out there and pulled out some of you and forced you to come up on stage to dance,
Hell
that
yeah.
might scare a few of you. I see some fear in some of your eyes. Well, don't worry, we don't have to do that because we at Ubisoft already have millions of converts. Although, I wish this could have all started when we all had a Commodore 64. Doodle, 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 doodle.
Oof.
As bad as I remember.
Yeah, people in the chat are right. It does look like Super Brothers.
That's true.
I remember visiting Ubisoft Montreal and seeing early on like the development team behind Just Dance. And it was like 4 people in a room. It's like, yeah, this is all it really takes. It's like, we just kind of crank these things out and they make gazillions.
Continue to do it this year with Just Dance 3.
Hold for applause.
Hi, I'm Allison Salut. Hey, I'm Kristen. Ciao. Hey, I'm Katy Perry.
Hola, mi nombre es Oscar.
Prince Mukumer, Dom
Wow.
Kusu.
This is my mom.
Katy Perry went on to become quite
Hi,
famous.
Und ich bin Simone.
Hi, I'm Harry Shum Jr., and we're about to play Just Dance on the Kinect.
On the Wii. On PlayStation.
Get ready for that copyright strike on YouTube, y'all!
We love dancing.
They're being sarcastic.
Kinect could eventually learn to detect sarcasm. I am a big Just Dance defender in terms of the E3 presentations. Like, everyone always is like, oh, Christ, more dancing. It's like, this is the most sincere thing that they've had on their stage the entire time.
Yeah.
And it actually looks like people are having fun compared to frickin' Far Cry 3 guy playing and not having an emotion.
I feel that.
And honestly, if I'm in defense mode here, it's good marketing for the guy to call himself Mr. Caffeine. Right? Like, he could have just said, hi, my name's Aaron Peterson, whatever the hell it is.
Thank you.
Praise man. Yeah.
You know, he'd be fine if he had just, like, taken out, 90% of the jokes. He would have been a fine announcer.
Right.
He's saying everybody's names right. He has the enthusiasm. He doesn't come off as that fake. It's just like super cringeworthy jokes and Wayne's World references.
But if you heard the reaction in that room when he made a reference to, hey ladies, how about you touch my joystick? You can't leave that on the table and not take that job from. That is the ultimate ring.
And it changed living rooms. Just Dance is on its way to becoming the most
somebody had
party game
Ben J. Mark asked, how many Just Dance games do you think have been released according to Wikipedia? Does anybody have a guess? How many total? Not including different versions for a console?
Another innovative example of this
12.
is Rocksmith.
I'm gonna guess 23.
This year,
let us know, please.
Everyone.
Plogs just pointed out that he couldn't pronounce Calancy as calling out my awarding him the presentership credit, but it's a hard name, guys.
It's true. Any guitar, no buttons.
This game was cool.
Yeah, it was. I liked it.
Of learning guitar.
Exactly 23. Hell yeah. Did I really guess exactly 23? That's amazing.
Nice.
I don't know why the guitar is so great, it just is.
For me, it's the best form of self-expression you could ever have.
It's a genius instrument.
Here's our interviews about why guitars are
learn the guitar
it would
by
have made
actually
me an amazing
playing.
guitar.
What I like about Rocksmith
If
is
what?
that it doesn't actually require
If I had stuck with Rocksmith.
You are
Yeah.
actually playing the guitar.
It's a really fun game.
Really effective at just
and
like
it's a
teaching
way
you
to
chords and
pick
stuff.
up an
Yeah, I
instrument,
really
learn how
enjoyed
to
it.
play
It definitely
on
makes
the
my
actual
hand
instrument.
hurt.
I
So
can't
mission
play
accomplished,
guitar,
I guess.
And within 10 minutes, I thought that I could play guitar. It turned
Gary
me into someone
Steinman,
who
who
believes
went on to
that
work
I
at
could
Bethesda.
do this.
It takes a certain amount of skill before you can enjoy the guitar fully. And what Rocksmith does is allow you to enjoy.
Yeah, this was so cool because it was like definitely on
Rocksmith is a
the
lot of fun.
decline
Starts out
of
kinda
music rhythm
easy,
games. And it's like,
and
oh,
the
one
game
more
will get
blast. Here's
harder
actually the smartest one if you guys are interested. And the world kind of said, nah, we're good, which is a bummer.
One of the biggest things that's been
I actually want to learn how to play
quality of
guitar.
To be
Right.
able to pick up my own
We'll stick with
instrument
our little plastic
and
guitars.
was a pretty incredible experience.
You're gonna go to a friend's house and have jam session. Just hang out and strum a guitar. That's a fun activity. Like, that's why people like to play guitar.
Oh.
One of the interesting things about the Rocksmith game is that you have these built-in amplifiers.
Pedals are expensive. Effects processors are expensive. You don't
Yeah,
have to
people
invest
in the
all
chat
that
like
stuff.
it.
It's just
Yeah,
right there.
DJ
Not
Tommy
only
says
does
the
it
Game Informer's
show
Brian
you
Shea
how
was
to
going
get
through it
the
a
sound,
few months
but
ago.
it
That's true. I
also
remember him
gives you
talking
the
about that on
sound.
the Game Informer show.
It's really
podcast.
fun for beginning guitar players to be able to play songs that they know and love already. And as a result of that, the more time you spend on an instrument, the better at it you're going to become.
What's not fun about,
And the developer
being
behind
a rock star in
Rocksmith
2
went on to
seconds
develop
flat?
the
Escape from the real world.
South Park
and at
Fractured
the
But
same
Whole
time,
for the
become
weird
more proficient
transition.
at your craft.
So when we went to the studio for that trip back at Game
Do
Informer, they had
something
like
that is
guitars
fun,
everywhere. It's
but
like, oh,
then
that's
you're sitting
right,
there
it's
and
you
you're
guys.
looking down at your hands and you're realizing, hey, I'm playing guitar.
Sweet. Authentic guitar.
I'm very
games.
happy to tell you that the Rocksmith tour bus is here at E3, parked outside the West Hall of Convention Center. Please come by and try the game. Do what I did. Don't tell your wife, go learn a song, and then surprise the hell out of her.
Ah!
For those of you
Do what I
watching
did. Scare your wife.
Who are not here at E3, we hope to bring Rocksmith to your town this summer so you can try it too. Rocksmith will be available in North America this October. Another example of Ubisoft improving people's lives is with fitness. We make games that get people in shape. In fact, your shape is the number
Benjay
one
Mark,
selling
the
fitness
fashionista,
game
says that guy's
on
suit
the
does
Kinect.
not fit him well.
This year, with the
Is that
sequel
true?
to Your Shape,
Is it too
we're
long?
turning up the tech and turning on the fun.
With Your Shape.
You can play along with a community of people that share the same goals as you two. Whichever workout you choose, running around the world, martial arts, or any number of different dances,
Running around
you'll
the
be
world.
surprised at how Your Shape manages to engage you and your friends, to break records and burn calories. Let's take a look at the video.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
At the 1 yard line.
You know, he just went backstage and punched a wall. I never played these. I think you can tell from my body. I mean, you're burning calories with the Just Dance. Do we really need more?
All these different abilities these people have, though.
It's true. Jeff, have you ever tried playing an exercise game?
I don't think so.
Have you ever tried
I mean,
exercising?
they made me review a bunch of move games, but I don't know that any of them cross that line.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we've got it. Gaming is adventure. Gaming is sharing. Gaming
Is this a wedding?
is life. But sometimes gaming is all that and a little bit more. Sometimes it's just a hell of a lot of fun. Sometimes you have to put down the hand weights
Thanks for the sub,
and pick
Melchior.
up the daggers. Everyone do it with me. Diddle, 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 diddle. I said everyone go diddle.
Blank stare.
Such a classic type of guy who just doubles down on it the fewer laughs it gets.
This is Revelations?
Sounds about right.
Jeff, do you get exercise? Like, what's your exercise routine?
On and off. It depends. Depends during the year, but my wife and I go on a lot of walks when it's nice outside.
Even with a little
Thank
baby?
you. Here it comes. Are we
We've
ready?
gone on a few.
Ladies and
It hasn't been
gentlemen,
nice
the
enough yet
moment
to really
is
go on
here.
too many. But
Since
we've
its
taken him on
debut
a
in
few.
2007,
Just
it has
put him in a
attracted
stroller,
hundreds
push him
of
around.
millions of fans worldwide. I'm talking about Assassin's Creed. Here, thank you. Yeah, come on.
Easy.
Here to talk about the next chapter of this incredible journey, Assassin's Creed Revelations. Please welcome Alex Amancio and Martin Schelling, everyone.
Ow! Alex Amancio is really interesting, where he made this game, quit Ubisoft, then came back for Unity, and then quit Ubisoft again. Like, he keeps trying to try it one more time, and it's like, no, it turns out being a creative director is brutal.
In Assassin's Creed 2, we witnessed the birth of a young Florentine into the world of the assassins. In Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, a legendary master assassin
Why so
led his
serious,
brotherhood
everybody?
against power and corruption.
You're not
in
in
Rome.
the game.
And now, in Ezio's final chapter,
Intro to this was
Assassin's Creed
games can
Revelations,
also just be a whole lot of
Ezio
fun.
is on a personal quest in search for the secrets left behind by the legendary Altair.
Oh yeah, that was the hook of the game. It was like those two joining forces. Jeff, if you want to exercise more this month, you can call into Better Quest on Thursday. Set a goal for yourself in May.
No, I don't.
Okay. I do think it'd be fun. I don't know when the right time would be, but I do think it'd be fun to have some episode of Better Quest where everybody is on it. It's just like every cohort, everybody on the team in any way. Wouldn't that be neat? Yeah. Okay.
We all want to be the best at something, so only one of us can succeed in our goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Chat loves this trailer. That's right. I remember this one really having an impact. Yeah, between this and Far Cry 3, pretty solid year for trailers here for Ubisoft.
Is this regarded as the worst one in the franchise?
Unity at launch is pretty rough, right? But it's a good question. Unity now, I'm guessing, would top it. Yeah, it would have to be this one. Because of the tower defense stuff and whatnot in here. Alright. Wimpy Warrior, thanks for the sub on Twitch. Appreciate it. There's his buddy. Leo, you've been playing Valhalla, right?
Yeah.
You digging it?
It's been fun.
Did you try it at launch and it wasn't working for you? I forget.
Yes. Now I'm trying it with my girlfriend and we're trying it more.
Go.
Do anything. Making a decision. Yeah, Trackmania 1 is worse.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I'd certainly rather play this one than 1 right now.
Yeah. I've always been curious to go back to 1 though. I never played it. Does Ezio die at the end of this game? You can spoil it in the chat. Please let us know. He does not, says Ray Lawaza. So we never see him die. Interesting. He grows
so we
old.
can be alive.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, in the Assassin's Creed
what
universe.
began as a pilgrimage turns into a race against time. Ezio is hot on the trail of a leading Templar, but he must first outsmart the Ottoman elite guard who are hot on his trail.
They are very hot.
This begins our E3 demo.
Yeah, covering this game was fun, like visiting the studio for it, because it's like, all right, let's just focus on Constantinople as a city for a while. It's like we had video features on just breaking down the city, so it's always like a fun little side project of learning a bit of history while you're covering these games.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool franchise to exist for that reason. It's like the only one that really dives into history like that. That's this mainstream, this AAA.
It'd be cool if they went back and did discovery tours for the older Assassin's Creed games, because they probably got all that crap just sitting around still, all those little factoids and stuff.
Yeah.
Sayun Auditore.
And you said like a discovery tour bundle where it's like the world from every Assassin's Creed game.
Not to worry, brother. The captain of your ship is a friend, but neither of you are going anywhere just yet.
Are they getting the audio from the convention center floor? What's happening here?
And ordered a full blockade until you are caught. They raised the chain for me.
Cindy,
we will celebrate later. Here, I have something for you. Careful. This has 50 times the kick of our usual bombs.
Gather your men. This will attract some attention.
Easy.
From the east.
Oh, thank God someone's playing it.
Ha! I thought the game became self-aware too, man. I was getting pretty nervous. But yeah, people in chat are pointing out how unique Ezio is just for the fact that you get to see so much of his life, which that is a cool aspect of that character that doesn't really happen too often in games. Like throughout multiple games, seeing a lot of key moments in someone's entire life. Like
wait, that bomb was 50 times more powerful than the old bombs? It was like 2 feet away when it went up.
The old ones were used for yellow jackets primarily. That is aggressive. What the hell? That smoke vision is wild. Yeah, Jeffem, can you think of any other characters where you see this much of their life in a video game? Like Solid Snake, but you don't get to see him die. You don't get to see him born.
As a baby.
Yeah.
Crusader Kings.
I guess Crusader Kings.
The baby.
Yep, little Jeffro. Kiryu from Yakuza, people bring up. That's a very good choice. Good point. Do you get to see Kiryu's birth at any point? Nathan Drake, I guess, because you see teenage Nathan Drake in Uncharted 3. That's true. That's true.
You don't get old Nathan Drake.
Yeah. I'd like to see it. I think it'd be a fun angle.
Oh, for sure.
I feel sorry for that man using a PS3 controller. It just has not aged the best. They're too light, you know?
Fallout 3.
Oh.
Play it, baby.
It is true. Leo, I'm having a tough time hearing you. I don't know if just the game is, or the audio is too loud here or what, but. So if I've ignored a lot of. Oh, hang on a second. Pause the stream. Did you see what Theoren just said?
Is that true?
I think it might be. I have heard some rumblings. Let's go to Twitter and have a live reaction here.
See what the first thing is.
This is. Oh, it's not true. I'm sorry.
That's huge if true. Mr. Caffeine himself.
Okay. Maybe I have to go to my personal. Seeing. Welcome to Twitter, everybody. Where do you think this would be? Alex's Twitter account?
He tweets the most. Nothing Gold Can Stay. Is that based on this?
Favorite thing about that?
NES Bot has it.
Okay, thank you.
Imran quoted it.
Thank you. Vinny, Alex, and Brad are leaving Giant Bomb.
Wow.
So it was on the live podcast then.
Oh.
Oh my God. That makes me really sad, actually.
That is the end of an era. That's crazy.
Wow. Like, not that any of it could be expected, but like the Brad bit is the confusing part about like, okay, if it's just like Giant Bomb E is kind of winding down or whatever is happening there. I mean, Vinny, I don't know, it certainly felt like he's ready for something different for a while. Jesus Christ. I am stunned that Gerstmann is still there then. At that point?
Yeah.
Jez says, sounds like Ben has some interviews to line up.
Oh my God. I've already done so many Giant Bomb exit interviews. I mean, I would love to talk to all those folks. But we've already done a lot of Giant Bomb exit interviews. I don't know if I really want to. Man, that is wild. Divorce Cougar says they're all going into PR. I don't think that's true. I'd be interested if it is. Man alive. That is so freaking nuts. So everybody's asking, yeah, what is Giant Bomb? Is just going down soon then? I don't know. I mean, it's a good brand. They could shuffle in new people, but that is like beyond end of an era discussion. That is huge. Leo, if you were Gerstmann, what would you do with Giant Bomb moving forward?
I mean, it's not like his to sell anymore, right?
No, he already sold it.
Yeah. So I don't know. He's got a family.
Yeah. You
never know how much it gets to people. Like how much it's a good job versus how much they want to leave it. Like you never know what's going on internally. But from the outside, it's very possible that it's still going to be just an easy, fun job for him relative to his other options.
That is true. He could also go solo and make as much money, I'd imagine.
Absolutely.
On Patreon and Twitch if you'd want to. Okay, let's just have all these threads. Okay. God damn, that is so sad. But at the same time, good for them. I'm going to miss the Beastcast, man. Jesus Christ.
It's just gonna be Jeff Bakalar by himself.
I have a pinball table. If everybody's interested, chat. And he's like, yeah, man, absolutely nuts. Yeah. We're happy to announce that they're all welcome to join MinMax at any point. The door is wide open. We'll take the cohorts if they'll work for free, or if everybody makes a point to go to patreon.com/MinMax, let's bring them on board. Good God. All right. Hey, talk about a revelation, huh? Ezio, more like exit.
Crafting, and now we're talking about a little more bomb dismantling.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Oh. Hang on. Yeah, why is it not picking up?
I'm just looking at Mr. Caffeine's resume.
Oh, everybody's looking at the other thing. Okay, sorry. Sorry, everybody. Yeah. Yeah, they're Game of the Year stuff. Giant bombs, like, I guess that's not happening this year then. Oh my God. You know, it's a nice reminder, everything changes. Like, don't get comfortable with anything. It's just a good lesson for life, but I think a lot of people on the outside can always see it as like, you know, well, this will be around forever. It's the way it's always been. But Leo, it's almost like the only constant in life is change.
I don't think you should read too much into that.
Okay. That's so freaking nuts.
I just wish they had made more content. Like, what are we gonna watch now?
I hope they're all happy and find a good place. I'm very curious to see where Brad goes. That is so fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Out of anybody, it's like maybe because Alex was like had harmonics before and Vinny a little more technical, but it's like, yeah, what does Brad do? I'm so curious to see what that career leads to because it's been so specific for so long. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Chuck Buttmud says it takes the words out of my mouth where he's gonna miss hearing Vinny talk about games. Yeah, same here. Hopefully he finds a place to pop up every once in a while.
See. Sorry for the delay.
Yes. Jeffem, you ever listen to a Giant Bomb podcast?
Not particularly. Don't call me out for that.
That's fine. It's just a lot of Dan Reichert making fart sounds. You got the idea.
Yeah, that's specifically why I don't, Hanson. I used to, but I erased them all from my brain once Dan joined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vinny is my favorite podcast host right now that I can think of, and so that's a real blow.
Interesting timing for that announcement. Watching this footage of this game about a man past his prime at the end of his life.
It's true. Unclear if we'll see, Vinny's birth and Vinny's death on screen, but odds are pretty high.
I've had a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I hope will be answered.
Assassin's Creed Saga. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. Make sure not to miss us this November for the full experience. I thank you very much. Have a great E3, and I will see you at the booth.
And I'll look at the floor. Thank you. Close it out. Go out strong, dude.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been 25 incredible years of creativity and fun, and Ubisoft is just getting started. Tomorrow, I'll see your butts at the Ubisoft booth. Have a great E3, everybody. Thank you.
And you better believe
Ubisoft
I'll see those
loves
butts. Oh my God.
And Mr. Caffeine was never seen again.
It's a nice way to cap it all off. Here is Mr. Caffeine's site, Aaron Priceman himself.
Wow.
Leo, what are you most... Oh, hang on. We just answered the question.
Upload your video on Disney.com/YouRock and rate other videos created by swell kids just like you.
Hey, cheesy announcer guy, can you tell us about the stuff we can win?
That's what I do. You can win a trip to Los Angeles to attend the star-studded big screen movie premiere of Walt Disney Pictures' High School Musical 3, Senior Year. We can also create music videos, upload them onto the computer for a chance to win amazing prizes. Check out the Cheetah Girls live and say hello after the show. Record a classic Disney track. Awesome!
Hey, cheesy announcer guy, what's up? It's Alan. What's Alan? My name. My name is Alan. It's not cheesy announcer guy.
Caliente!
No way, man. There's always more rock.
Episode's written and directed by Aaron Preissman at the end.
You're right! There are lots of amazing games, videos, and music to discover here on Disney.com. There is more
He
rocket.
uploaded a video to the computer.
I like to rate stuff.
Terrific!
I assume he cut out some parts that he wasn't in.
Is that what's happening? Because
Can you imagine?
Okay, we're the first first person.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hey, cheesy and answer guy. All right, we got him in an action
The
shot
newest
here.
thing that he's done.
The trike
is the trike, an innovative three-wheeled vehicle that takes the best of today's popular vehicles and combines them into a completely new machine in form, function, and riding experience. Now, I guarantee you this is one sport that
P-Log
you will
says,
enjoy
will
the
Alan
first time
Caffeine
you
join
hop
Giant
on. Isabel,
Bomb
what
now?
about you? What do you think about the new trike? It looks electric, it feels electric, but the power source is actually all you. Now, besides being cool looking and an absolute joy to ride, there are a couple of cool factoids that you should probably know about the trike. It's a whole new category of extreme sports, but it's also a great way to get out and work out. Well, I hope you guys got a good idea of what an amazing new vehicle the trike is. But you know what? The trikes are limited, so get them while they're hot. I'm Aaron Preissman, and this is Lee Everett. On behalf of everybody at Trike, we just want
Well, this one has 4,000 views, but ooh, hang on.
How much discourse?
Okay, so you're asking about the newest.
It's 10 years ago. It was the trike.
Yeah. Oh, he's been to Google. That's cool. Oh, he's on E.
I thought he was on cocaine.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Aaron, and this is Chase It, the only authorized gift card retailer on TV. The number's on the screen.
What?
There it is. Please call us at any time. Now,
He's-
if you watch
you know,
any of
he's
the
good at
millions
his
of cooking
job, you
shows
know?
on TV right now, you've probably been
Truly,
inspired to check out
yes.
a recipe
He's
or
like
two. Perhaps you're finding
the
yourself
right
in the kitchen
person
more
for
and
these
more. Well,
projects.
Yes. knows that there's one thing that.
All right, let's see this reel though.
Hi, I'm Aaron Preissman here in Hermosa Beach, California. Hey, I'm Aaron Preissman here in the second largest French-speaking city in the
I'm a
world.
Biggie Boy says, can we get him on the next episode of E3 Memories? Honestly, before this video, I started to reach out to him through his representation. That I stopped myself. I'm like, what am I doing? Even if that comes through within the next couple hours, it'd be so uncomfortable. It's not worth
The
it.
events and programs that are happening on the World Wide Web. This week, you can see Jennifer Lopez on your computer
wanna
screen
meet him.
as if you haven't already downloaded her
Well,
100
yeah, we all wanna
times.
meet him.
But this time, you get to chat with her about her new upcoming album, A Passionate Journey. We are here at Venice Beach, California, riding the most
Seen
amazing
it.
new vehicle. This is the coolest invention since the wheel.
Handling and a smooth ride. In other words, a car that does what you want when you want it to.
You're more than just a beauty. You've got brains and you're going to school, is that right?
I'm going to school for broadcasting to get your job.
Are you?
Actually, I'd rather be your partner. We could work together.
I think we'd be a great team.
Yeah, I think so.
Here it is, great team right here.
A woman who wears
just
as
women
many hats
changing
as Julie
behind
has
him?
got to have a place to hang them. Part studio, part circus. Her home, tucked away here in the Hollywood Hills, is a carnival of inspiration.
We know what they look like, but the poor people out there, they don't know what they look like. So we should probably throw to a clip right now.
Are you making fun of my suit? You're not making fun of my suit. This is a Vegas suit, okay? I don't know what you're wearing, but trust me, this says Vegas.
I'm Aaron Preissman.
Hey, I'm Aaron Preissman. I'm Aaron Preissman.
It might sound confusing the way I just said it, but it's so simple.
Sorry I'm late. Did you bring any coffee?
Because I'm Mr. Caffeine.
And I'm going to be establishing that persona very soon. Oh boy, everybody, this has been quite the stream. Let's all share.
The stream. You know what's fun is that we watched an old E3 press conference and we still had a shocking reveal.
That's right.
Yeah, only at MinMax, baby. Boy, we'll take some time to process that giant bomb stuff, but hats off to the team still there. It's weird, we were just talking about Jason A. Striker during the stream as well.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Okay, we'll think about that. You can leave a comment. Let us know what press conference you want us to tackle next for E3 Memories, and you can vote for us to continue this show. And we guarantee even more shocking revelations next week if it's voted for over at patreon.com/minmax with 2 N's. Thanks for your support, everybody.
You won't believe who's leaving Giant Bomb next episode.
Oh, God. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye. Every week, we let Patreon supporters choose which new show we create with New Show Plus. Should we create another episode of the show you just watched? Check out the biggest new game release? Get into Sea of Thieves? Create an exercise show? It is your call. So thanks to everybody who subscribes on YouTube or supports us over on Patreon. MinMax exists because of you. As always, if you enjoy MinMax content, any help telling a friend is appreciated.